Well, welcome to the Technology for Your Online Program section of the Administrator Academy. And in this section, we're going to be looking mainly at the technology, not from a technology point of view, but from an operational or a functional point of view. And as a non-technologist, I think it's important to not get caught up in the boxes and wires and the bits and the bytes, but rather to in your plan and in your school is to look at what questions you should be asking, write down, and then working shoulder to shoulder with your technology group to put those into a technology hardware and software that your students use. So we're really looking here at the appropriate questions to ask so that then your technology group and the vendors that you might be working with can help you with the appropriate technologies. And so look at it from a functional point of view, as a curriculum point of view, is how do you want your teachers to teach online and how do you want your students to learn online are the questions that should be asking. And by developing a list of operations or features or functions, that will help you direct the technical team to do that. And one place to look at is back at the quality measures or the promising practices measures, such as the course itself. The course itself, the technology needs to be able to have multimedia. It should have multimedia, video and sound. Does the teacher need to be able to collect assignments? Word processing documents or spreadsheets or video files or audio files? Is there a means to be able for teachers to collect student work? Can some of that work be auto-graded? Sometimes we have to ask some of the basic knowledge questions. And so for those basic knowledge questions, is there a way for the system to auto-grade one-word answers or short phrases? In math problems, is there a way to collect the answer only? And looking at other ways to see students demonstrate their work. So is it possible to have some things auto-graded when possible? Not necessarily within the hardware and software, but if you're going to proctor assessments and proctor final exams, do you need a testing center? Do you need a place where students can go to get their exam where there's an adult present who can monitor the exam as it goes on? So you need a testing center. And is proctoring an assessment one of your quality practices? One of those promising practices or quality standard you need to have is for students to be able to choose their own learning path. Today I might want to read, tomorrow I might want to read along, so I would want audio. The next day I might want to watch videos instead. So can the students get the same content, not necessarily exact copies, but learning the same way, learning the same content through audio, through video, and through text, and having the student being able to choose that path that they want to be able to take. So your systems need to be able to have multimedia. What's the interaction that you're going to have between your teachers and your students? Do you need virtual sessions like we're having session 1 and in session 8 in this Administrator Academy, where there can be interaction between teachers and students, where these sessions can be recorded if necessary for later review or some detailed study by the students? Is this part of your quality practices, part of your promising practices of your program? What about interactivity between the teacher and other students? Will there be discussion boards? Will there be authentic writing through a blog? Who's the audience? Is the audience just the teacher? Is the audience the class? Is the audience even bigger than the class? Is there going to be authentic writing, and where is your audience? So your software needs to be able to provide access to the audience. Is there a need for collaboration? Will students be working together on projects where they can actually combine their work in one place, and such as in a wiki? Are there bigger collaboration projects where they need to create presentations, such as in Google Docs or the Windows Cloud collaborative tools that's available to education? So at what level are students going to be interacting with each other? And the technology, what technologies do you need? Do you need a discussion board, like you see a discussion board in this Administrator Academy? Will there be blogging, authentic writing? Will there be collaboration? Will there be larger collaborations needed in your courses? What about the feedback? What about the tutoring? What about the conversations that teachers will have with students? Will that occur through a telephone? Will that occur through instant messaging? Will that occur through texting? Will that occur through email or video conferencing? Having weekly purposeful communication is one of those quality standards to keep that communication open, to ensure that that student is the one doing the work and that student is getting the appropriate support, which comes back then to the having oral examinations, such that a teacher and a student are having a conversation, whether through video conferencing or a face-to-face session, where a student responds to a prompt from a teacher, perhaps solve a math problem and describing what's happening. And that can occur in video conferencing where there's a whiteboard, and that student can take over the whiteboard and solve the problem in for the teacher. Or this occurs in a face-to-face session. There could be other prompts that the teacher asks the students, perhaps based upon any study guides that you may have. So developing lists of functions and operations from your promising practice, from your quality practices, from the way that you want teachers to teach and students to learn online, can then be put into operations with hardware and software. Some other questions here that you may want to consider. How about data? The data that you may have in your information system, such as for scheduling, does that data need to go over to your learning management system, which will be a topic that we will look at a little bit later on? Are there any financial issues, such as tuition, that you may need to accommodate in your learning management system if there's a tuition charge, say for a summer course or for someone outside your district? Are there human resources issues that you track automatically that need to flow back into your learning management system and then back, such as for FTE accounting? So what's your data needs and what's the data flow, and how will that occur? How will you get data such as enrollment, demographic information that a teacher would need into the student learning management system? So data is very, very important. Do your systems need to be open, meaning it's non-proprietary, and that your course content that's in your learning management system can be easily extracted should you decide to change the road and change brands, and give that and import that into another system. So there are open standards. And it's good to have an exit plan even on entry into a learning management system. Is how can I get my data back out? There's the jargon is commonly called common course cartridge that allows the course to be copied. It's formatted copy, in other words, the navigation, what you see in the academy on the left side, the different sections of the course, can that be exported out and show up in a new system just like it does in the system? And for the free or nearly free content, the OER content, can it be easily moved between systems as well? So you're open. Having your exit plan right from the very beginning is important to be able to take out that data. And what about where the students will be working? Where will they be working in their courses? Will this occur mainly at school? Will this occur at home? Can this occur anywhere? Does the course need to be compatible to be operable on a smartphone or even on a tablet? Does your school have enough bandwidth? And likely in conversations that you hear administratively in your district about internet connectivity, the technical folks are likely frequently saying we need more bandwidth, we need the ability to more data in and out of our district, whether our students are going to the internet for resources, and schools are purchasing more and more content online, whether it's library LMC, whether it's for special education, whether it's for testing. We are going to the internet more, and our families are coming to us more. They're coming into our websites, and in this case, students would be coming into our learning management system that might be in our district. There's some research behind this about high-end users, and certainly school districts are high-end users, and the research shows that a high-end user's connection grows at about 50% a year. So the stories from your technical staff are true, that there is more and more consumption of the data, how the data gets in and out of your district, and so you need to accommodate, be ready for the fact that individuals need to work from home or learn from home, and they will need connections. So that means that the district needs to provide more bandwidth to the internet so that students can get to the content when they're away from school. Certainly, as part of this a whole discussion, the mobile side, mobile devices, phones, tablets, they're growing at a great degree, and certainly in the near future, there will be more of these mobile devices purchased than there are personal computers that are purchased. This is what the data is telling us about the portability of technology. So this needs to be accommodated in the fact that it needs to be operable. Your content needs to be operable, not only on desktop computers and laptop computers, but less powerful devices than them, more powerful than we've had many years ago, but less powerful than your desktop or your laptops, with smartphone capability of watching videos or tablet capabilities of the same. We've mentioned the LMS, the learning management system. Think of the learning management system as the digital brick and mortar of your school. This is where students get their information from. This is where they get their content from. This is where you provide them their services. And you see listed here are several brand names. We're not promoting any brand names here. All of them have nice features to them. They have different cost models to them. And it's up to you then to take your specifications that you're developing and then work into a learning management system that is best fits the needs of your teaching and learning in your virtual schooling. A learning management system is essentially software. It is there for students to learn. It is there for teachers to teach, but it's also there for administrative purposes. It's there for you to track student use. It's there for you to get analytics out of how they're doing, to document that, to document their log-in, log-out time. If you're going to implement the Remote Education Act, and it's there. It is your digital brick and mortar of your school. It puts it all in one place so that you don't have wikis all over the internet. They're included in the learning management system. Your blogging is included in the learning management system. It's all in its one place. The learning management system also gives the teacher the capability of doing some personalization, doing that with the students, and providing more content when students need it, less content when students need it. The personalized content can be actually done in there to say that students who have certain values on their exams, they get less or more content to follow that up. And not only on the big picture, the learning management system, the Blackboards, the Moodles, the Sakai's, it's so necessarily to look at the technologies that your teachers need. If you're going to develop your content, your teachers need a lot of technology to help develop courses. Even if you're going to purchase content and supplement it down to the local standards to develop activities that you do locally, teachers will still need some technology there. They will need it to process images. They will need it if they're teaching away from school. They'll need certainly a powerful notebook computer to be able to do that. Will they be creating documents? Will they be creating PowerPoints? They'll certainly need software for that. What about making movies, making videos? They will video creation software. And on the Macintosh, of course, that comes standard to be able to do that. There's some software as well for PCs to make movies. To make audio podcasts, they'll need software. That's standard on the Apple computers. And a product like Audacity can be installed on the computers for teachers to make podcasts. And then what about that web conferencing? If web conferencing, video conferencing is part of this, where there are live sessions, or recorded sessions, or help sessions, or oral examinations, teachers will need cameras, which are largely built into laptop computers these days, and certainly a headset that has a microphone and a headset on it as well. So when you look at the technology from administrative side, look at how you want to teach, how you want to learn, the analytics that you need to collect, how you do your administration, how you do your monitoring, and provide feedback, how your district provides access in terms of internet, the mobile learning capabilities that are coming at us, and technology that's needed for your teachers to teach, whether it is at home, at school, to grade, to give feedback. These are all essential. So look at it from the functional features, not the technical features. Then work shoulder to shoulder with your technology staff, with your vendors, to get the appropriate features and software that you need to make sure that you can teach the way you want to teach and your students can learn the appropriate ways that they need to learn.